The National Federation of the Blind presents Dan Parker's Quest for the Salt. Here is Mark Riccobono, Executive Director of the National Federation of the Blind Jernigan Institute.
At the National Federation of the Blind, we know that blindness is not the characteristic that defines you or your future. Every day, we work to raise expectations for the blind because low expectations create barriers between blind people and their dreams. And so when Dan Parker, who went blind as a result of an automobile accident, came to know the National Federation of the Blind, we wanted to make sure that he could live the life he wanted. And he came to meet with Mark Maurer, president of the National Federation of the Blind here in Baltimore, because he expressed that he had always had the dream of driving a motorcycle at a very high speed on the Salt Flats in Utah. And he had never done it before, but when he went blind, he wanted to pursue it still. So Dr. Maurer invited him here to Baltimore to meet with us and to talk about the work that we've done in the National Federation of the Blind Driver Challenge, and about some of the technologies we've talked about building and how we change our own lives as blind people by encouraging each other and empowering each other. And immediately Dr. Maurer supported Dan's quest for the salt, and I was privileged to have the opportunity to go to Utah to be part of Dan's historic quest to be the first blind person to drive independently a motorcycle on the Salt Flats in Utah.
Dan Parker's story.
I'm going to be the first to navigate a motorcycle, the first blind man to race Bonneville. I may have lost my eyesight, but I've not lost my vision. And meaning that the motorcycle that everybody sees is a vision of my creation, in my mind. That's my vision. I can't see it, but I can still, imagine it and design it and think it, and that's the result of it. It uses a GPS signal that Patrick has to get on the course to build a plot, the starting point and the finish point, and then the computer calculates the center line. And then if I go too far to the right, far to the left, it'll shut the motorcycle off. If I go through the finish line, it shuts it off. Patrick has the ability to remotely shut it off.
Dan is now ready to race Bonneville.
Right now is a blind rider with a GPS guidance system. He'll be riding from our Mountain 1 down through the Mountain 3. The bike will be automatically shut off at the 3. The crew will pick it up there.
Dan is on his bike waiting for Jennifer's cue to start.
We're ready. Whenever he's ready.
All right, go baby, go!
The flags waved, indicating Dan may begin. We are viewing the start of Dan's ride from the chase truck.
When I first started off, I hit some of my higher boundary points, so I knew that I was a little off course. I think at the end, Patrick says 14 feet was the maximum. I was off. So once I got speed, I sort of try to be real smooth in my corrections and find my center line. Second half of the course, I was having to put very little correction into the handlebars to stay straight. I sort of found a sweet spot on the track, was going straight. I had my elbows locked in on my body, so I wasn't unintentionally steering the motorcycle with pressure from my body, so it was just going straight.
A long-distance perspective of Dan riding straight down the course.
Have to go, have to go.
And then I started accelerating, and I could tell that I was running faster. I had more wind noise. The engine RPM was definitely higher.
Viewing Dan's ride from the chase truck.
Now it's quarter to go.
With a quarter of a mile left to race, we see from the chase truck Dan picking up speed while maintaining a straight line.
Yes!
55.331.
Anybody facing a tragedy, just try to find something that keeps your mind going, stay positive. It's 6 months after my accident. If they told me that I'd be flying to Baltimore back, I would have told them no, but after doing it, I want others to know it's nothing, even close. to remotely hard to do. Seeing others associated with the NFB and their belief in me, that gave me the confidence that I could do it. Everybody doesn't have to be a Bonneville racer, but everybody can think outside the box a little bit and be confident to go outside the normalcy and to achieve daily goals.
Here we see Dan, his crew, and Mark Riccobono posing behind Dan's bike after a successful ride.
There you have Dan Parker's historic drive with support of the National Federation of the Blind. And this is just the first step in helping Dan, a blind person, live the way he wants and achieve his dreams with the support of the National Federation of the Blind. And this is what we do as blind people, working together for all blind people. And so I would invite you to come learn more about the National Federation of the Blind, our Blind Driver Challenge effort, and the work we're doing across the country to redefine blindness and create opportunities.
For more information about the National Federation of the Blind, please visit www.nfb.org.